Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Millions of people around the world have gone back into lockdown as cities and states return to tighter coronavirus restrictions. In the US, California's governor has ordered all offices, bars and restaurants to close in a dramatic rolling back of reopening efforts. On the US East Coast, Florida has recorded more than 12,600 new cases in a single day, while the state is attempting to revive tourism and attract visitors. The US has reported roughly 60,000 new cases a day for almost a week. Hong Kong has imposed strict new social distancing measures, the most stringent there since the start of the pandemic, as authorities warned the risk of a large-scale outbreak was extremely high. 250,000 people in the Philippine capital Manila will return to lockdown in an attempt to stall the infection rate there. The Philippines has the second highest number of infections in Southeast Asia. French President Emmanuel Macron has announced he would like to see face masks mandatory in all public enclosed spaces, and this could come into effect on the 1st of August. It follows similar news from the UK, where the wearing of masks will become mandatory in English shops from the 24th of July. Meanwhile, the British government has announced it will ban Huawei 5G kits from mobile providers' national networks by 2027.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The government has also banned providers from buying new Huawei 5G equipment after the 31st of December this year. The decision follows sanctions imposed by the US due to concerns over national security. The government said the move would delay the country's 5G rollout by a year. New restrictions are also being applied to the use of the company's broadband kit, but the government did not believe in a security justification for removing 2G, 3G and 4G equipment supplied by Huawei. China says primary polls held by Hong Kong's pro-democracy parties were illegal. The primaries drew an estimated 600,000 people out to vote for democracy candidates. Beijing labelled the poll illegal and accused organisers of colluding with foreign powers. The city's leader, Carrie Lam, has announced an investigation. At least 10 people have died and dozens have been injured in a car bomb at a government compound in northern Afghanistan. 4 Taliban militants clashed with security forces following the explosion. According to a local government spokesman, all the attackers were killed. It's another setback in the fragile peace talks brokered by the US between the insurgents and the government in Kabul. At least 4 Azeri troops have been killed in 2 days of clashes involving tanks and artillery on Azerbaijan's border with Armenia. Azeri and Armenian defense ministries have accused each other of encroaching on their territory. The 2 former Soviet republics have long been in conflict over the contested region of Nagorno-Karabakh, although the latest clashes occurred almost 300 kilometers from the mountainous enclave. Thousands of opposition activists have marched across the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, Kinshasa, in a new protest against the nomination of the head of the new Electoral Commission. Demonstrators continue to protest against the proposition of Ronsard Malonda as president of the Independent National Electoral Commission before being dispersed with tear gas by police. 3 people died last week in nationwide protests against Mr. Malonga's nomination. A Malian alleged Islamist rebel who went on trial at the International Criminal Court for alleged war crimes is not fit to stand trial. That's according to his defense lawyers. Al-Hassan Ag Abdul Aziz faces allegations over crimes including rape and destruction of Timbuktu holy sites. His defense cited a health expert report saying that Mr. Al-Hassan was experiencing disassociation due to post-traumatic stress from severe maltreatment. Mr. Al-Hassan faces 13 charges in total. The number of people injured on board a fire on a US warship has climbed to almost 60. Hundreds of firefighters have battled for a second day at a San Diego shipyard. The fire erupted on Sunday morning in the lower cargo hold of the ship, and it was accompanied by at least 1 large explosion. The cause of the fire is still unknown. And finally, huge sheets have been placed over the Presena glacier in Italy to try to slow the melting of the ice there. The glacier was covered with over 100,000 square meters of white geotextile sheets to reflect the sunlight during the summer and reduce the temperature of the permanent ice. The procedure has been carried out every year since 2008 and is designed to combat the effects of global warming. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.